all fraud. There must be a link with gold. The British argued, John Maynard Keynes, the Americans argued. And so what they did was they selected one paper currency and said, you will have the link with gold. All the rest of the paper world will be linked with this particular currency, but this one will be linked with gold. Of course, the British thought it would be the sterling pound, and the British never forgave the Americans when the US dollar was selected. The link was $35 to 1 ounce of gold. Anyone who comes with $35 to Uncle Sam has given an ounce of gold. But they said at Bretton Woods, no, we can't allow that for every Tom, Dick and Harry. So only government. If a central bank comes with $35, the Americans will have to give it an ounce of gold. This was 1945. And this system operated from 1945 to 1971. That's why I tell this story from 71. I'll tell you the story in a moment and then we stop. Because we are so innocent. We don't know what's happening in the world. Are we being duped? Are we being ripped off? And guess what? We deserve it. We deserve it. We deserve the slavery into which we are now entering. Because we've betrayed Allah. And we've betrayed His Messenger, sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wa sallam. And we've betrayed the truth that Allah sent to us. And gave to us, لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ عَلَى النَّاسِ. From 1945 to 1971, it continued. During the Vietnam War, however, Uncle Sam printed a lot of paper. If the U.S. government was a bank, that banker will be fired, he'll be arrested, he'll be jailed. You printing paper, you don't have the gold to back it up. That's fraud. The British realized what was happening. And the British thought it was time for us to now pay them back in their own coins. Because in 45 the British thought that the sterling pound would have been the currency, and London would have been the center of the International Monetary Fund, not Washington. So in August 1971, the British came in one Friday evening with $3 billion and said to Nixon, we want the gold. And Nixon couldn't give the gold because they had printed paper for which they didn't have gold. It was just a fraudulent system waiting to corrupt. And the British brought it down. There was mud on the face of the Americans. But Nixon skillfully turned it around. He went to Camp David, and then on Sunday, he announced to the Americans, we are no longer going to recognize the right of anyone to come to our country and demand gold. Turn it around. Bretton Woods collapsed in 1971. And from 1971 to this day, little as you know it, it's just a world of paper out there. Just paper out there. How is that paper riba? It is riba. One form of riba is a transaction based on deception, gharar. A man is coming to the market with his goods. You meet him outside of the market and you buy his goods from him. When he enters into the market, he realizes he could have got a better price in the market. Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wa sallam said, that's riba. Because it was a transaction based on deception through which you got unjust profit. Where is this deception here? You work, and at the end of the month you get your tankha. And this is my salary. And you hold on to your salary. Now suppose your salary is given to you in the form of water. And when you hold on to it, it's leaking out and dripping out and going and you're losing it. Who will take your tankha like that? No, you will say, give me my salary in a form that I can hold on to and not lose it. So that's what they've been doing. Suppose Dr. Saab is hearing this story for the third time, so please bear with me. Suppose in 1971, your grandfather died and he left the money for you. You inherited 100 gold coins, 100 ounces of gold. And you were a baby. So they put the money in a box and they locked it up. 1996, 25 years later, you said, can I have my money? So they went and they opened the box. And they took the money out and they gave it to you. And when you looked at it, it was the same money. It had not increased. It had not decreased. And so gold had functioned successfully as money. It has always done that in history. It has functioned successfully as a store of value. Money has three different functions: a medium of exchange, a store of value, and a measure of value. So it has functioned successfully as a store of value. All right. Suppose in 1971, they had very foolishly gone and changed the money from real money into artificial paper money. And they chose American dollars. In 1971, they would get for 100 ounces of gold how much dollars? 3,500. Yeah. 3,500. So they put it in the box and they locked it up. And you know the American dollar note says, in God we trust. So they locked it up and they had trust in it. 1996, you said, can I have my money? So they opened the box. I use this story because it is effective to teach a lesson in monetary economics that otherwise you won't understand. They opened the box. And when they took the money out and they gave it to you, you said, Nana, but don't leave this for me. Could you be so kind as to get me the money that my grandfather left for me? So they went back to the bank, of course, trusting in Allah. And they said, could we get back the money? The real money. Take back this paper. Give us back the real money. How much money did they get? How many coins did they get from the bank? How many? About 10? 29? 25? Yeah. They got 8. 92% of your wealth had vanished in 25 years. Paper had not only failed, but it failed miserably as money. Paper had not only failed, but paper had functioned as a means through which you were ripped off. When the price of eggs go up, Hajan, it is not the price of eggs that is going up, it is the value of the paper that is going down. The value of the paper that is going down. Your money is in your hand and it's leaking out. Leaking out. Where does it fall? On the ground? The 92%, the 92 gold coins, where did they go? They weren't going on the ground. No. Your loss was somebody else's gain.